Wait a minute.
Hi.
Hello. Oh,
Hey. I guess he's going to be right back. But ladies and gentlemen, we are watching. You're watching. I promised there was tea in here. You're watching Unpopular Review Entertainment. We're reviewing She-Hulk episode 9. We are at the season finale, and we're here to give some thoughts about it. It came out earlier this morning, and I don't know. What do you want to jump right into?
Okay.
first things first. That throwback like intro situation was really cool.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, that old 1970s Hulk or whatever year it came out, and
It
we
was
got
the
to see
70s.
her. Yeah, we got to see it looking like big bulky She-Hulk, and the acting was giving very much 1970s. My least favorite era in film, by the way. I just wanted to throw that out there. 70s movies aren't that great to me, but what did you guys think about it? What do you guys think about the old school vibe?
I chuckled. I'm not gonna lie. I did laugh when I first saw it. I thought it was quite humorous, and because as soon as I first saw it, and it's one of those things like, like after an episode, you might look up certain things as Easter egg. Immediately, I was like, oh, that's so 1970s. The acting, even the fact that she went from the actual actress to another actress because that was an Incredible Hulk. That's what Lou Ferrigno, I feel like I said his name all wrong, is what he's famous for, is playing Hulk, and someone else was playing Bruce Banner. So I thought that was really cool. I thought it was a cool little callback, a cool little touch.
Very nice, very nice.
I love how they started by trolling the fans. They seriously, like this whole thing was just about trolling the fans. Like this was incredible from the beginning. They were trolling the fans. It's like, all right, you want all the crap that you're talking about here? Here, but let's start with this. Let's start with this right here. That was beautiful. Just that whole thing, just starting with the 70s things, because honestly, right away it brought me in because I was like, what are they doing? Where are we going?
Even when they were trolling the fans all the way through the episode, because when they kind of addressed the hate a little bit via the characters, so about, oh yeah, female Hulk and this and that. What else did they say? They were talking about female Thor. Everybody.
It was a boys' club that said women ill. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Because they even talked about not She Thor. She Thor. I'm trying to get the proper term.
Mighty Thor.
Yeah, Mighty Thor. And they were like, I would have not liked to have a man if she sucked if she was a man, but she sucks. It was almost like just pretty much anything women do. They pretty much had the mentality of women in kitchen, barefoot cooking. That was their mindset. That's what I got out of them.
Exactly. And the other girl, the paralegal, she was like coaching him through what to say.
I love Nikki.
That was hilarious.
I love her so much. She is with the smoke when everything was going down. Few scenes before, I do want to touch on it a little bit. The scene where Jen is pretty much like, I want to do this legally. She has a chart talking about, I want to do this, how we can systematically find out who these people are so we can sue them and let the courts do it.
And the friend was like, nah, we about to do whatever it takes, any means, by any means necessary, pretty much. She was down to do whatever. But she's got a little bit in her.
I know she's great, and I love how I seriously think that she's gonna be some type of supporting role in a movie at some point because they give her a lot of attention.
They do. I wouldn't be surprised.
She's getting she's awesome. She could get a spin-off. But
kind of like what's her name from the Thor movies? The friend, what was her name? She had like a bigger part in WandaVision. You know who I'm talking about. The friend James' friend. The girl who was in that show she was a waitress.
Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff.
Yeah, not Hilary Duff.
Isn't that Hilary
Duff? That's not Hilary Duff.
Does that look just like it? You sure?
They do kind of look like, I guess, but no. One has blonde hair, one has brown hair. But anyway.
I mean, people dye their hair.
That's true.
I
mean, but yeah, I feel like she's.
Now you got me Googling the thing.
I promise you. I know Two Broke Girls. I know you've seen that show. You talked
Yes,
about it.
That's not Hilary Duff.
That's not Hilary Duff.
That's not Hilary Duff. She looked like Hilary Duff. She was in a movie with Hilary Duff. I can't think of her name. But I know you're talking about the best friend, the blonde hair girl.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name though.
No, the brown hair girl.
Shout out to that girl though. She's she's ill, whoever she is.
She is great. I was able to peep up on everything y'all was saying about Nikki, and I do want to throw in she's with the smoke and she's all about it. So I did want to just throw out that. And I even loved how smart she was, where Jen's mother sent a video, an embarrassing video.
Thank you.
Ah, there we go. H-Man, he's part of Jack.
Shout out to Kat Dennings. Hopefully,
Anyway, good job. I want to acknowledge that he's part of Jack Pack community.
Oh,
but no. The community is growing. How dare you? But I did enjoy how she got that footage, was able to put that so she can trap. What's it called? Integrita. I can't pronounce the name at all. But the King
Intelligentsia.
Yeah, thank you. Pronunciation is not my strong suit, so thank you. But
and we found out that what's the dude, the little slimy guy from the past.
I made sure to write his name is Todd.
Todd, the guy who always seems to be in the mix of everything. He is actually behind it all. And he's what do you call himself? King Hulk.
King Hulk. Yeah.
So he was the one behind it. He's the one who hired, Dirty Josh to seduce her, to take her blood, yada, yada, yada. So he can devise this whole plan to inject himself with her blood. And I don't know how he did that because, Hulk, Bruce Banner specifically said at the beginning of the series that the only reason you're surviving pretty much because we have like same blood, yada, yada, yada. We're related.
Right.
And now Todd
had the same blood type too. I think that was the main thing. Not even just because they were related. They had a rare same blood type. Was that not it?
I thought it was because they were related, but
yeah, me too. That's what they said in the beginning. So I was expecting him to blow up or something.
But maybe that. And here's the thing. See, exactly. Exactly. How dare you? We're gonna get merch coming soon. But
that's great.
But maybe that would have happened, but we never got that far. Because you remember, and then it started getting kind of wild in this scene. But honestly, I was for it. Like this was happening. Abomination is here.
Abomination showed up.
Abomination was there. Titanium busts through the wall, and I laugh because Nikki says, "Does that B word ever use a door?"
Mm-hmm.
And that was such a valid question because she's legitimately always smashing through. Like I would not want to invite her nowhere to my home because, like, wow, girl, that's a lot of money. And I'm kind of for. And then Bruce comes out of nowhere, and I remember seeing like a spoiler picture, and I remember you guys were off rip, but like the CGI here sucks. So for me, I just enjoyed it. I was like, yeah, whatever. I didn't, and it really made me go like, wow, this is such a tone down because that battle in Harlem when these guys were gigantic. You see. Abomination like this and Hulk was like this. It's almost it looked like Hulk just looked like that guy that I was in high school with who was just slightly taller than me.
Yeah, he looked so effing small. I'm like, what's this miniature Hulk? He looked like a little itty bitty man against Abomination.
Yes.
And they were both fitting in like this regular size room. They were huge in the movie. They were like fighting through the streets, looking humongous.
Right.
And they were just looking like regular dudes, just two buff dudes in the gym.
Abomination looked like Abomination, with the exception of the Hawaiian shirt. I don't know what was going on.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, maybe he's a fan of Bray Wyatt. I don't know.
He still looks small comparatively to like
the movie. I'll give you that for sure. But he definitely looked way more massive than than Hulk. And it just looks so. It reminded me of like yes, right there. Look at that. Look at that.
His little sweatshirt on, like he doing something. Get out of here.
I love the open shirt. Abomination look like he's going to Hawaii. I don't know what's going on here.
He looked like a Goomba a little bit in the head right there.
A Goomba. Goomba.
Class or something.
Yeah, but it looked really, and it really stood out to me like, wow, this don't. It really just made me go, wow, this isn't giving. And then when the show goes further and she's breaking the fourth wall, which fine, that's what she's been known to do throughout this whole series. And I didn't mind this part a little bit, but then I felt like it just overdid it for me. When she did the part where she's sitting there saying, "Why can't we?" Unbelievable! Look at that! Look at H-Man. See, you still have time. See, that's my keeper right there, H-Man. H-Man, you're great, sir. But this part where she swings through the Disney Plus, which I thought was cool because it was actually a callback. It was a callback to the comics. I don't know if I have it in here, but she's been known to do that a lot. Like one of the panels, I want to see if I have it in here. I do not have it. Wow, talk about not having my homework done. But there's a spot where she rips through the comic. So seeing that scene was like, oh, that's so cool. That was great. She goes pretty much to the Marvel Ultimate Alliance or Marvel Assembles, and she's talking to all the creators and writers. And then we have that scene where she's talking to Kevin, because they said Kevin, and you knew off rip, like, oh, they're talking about Kevin Feige.
Yeah, but if you had the captions on, you see that whenever she said Kevin, it was spelled like Kevin. Whenever they said Kevin, it was
I actually wrote that down. That's what took us so long to get on air. But and Kevin stands for Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnexy Nexus. So there was that, and
they had him looking like the Wally villain. If you watch Wally,
I thought Wally was the villain. He wasn't the villain.
No, you've never seen Wally.
Who watches Wally?
Wally is like one of the best Pixar movies. You're tripping.
I'll watch it tonight. I'll try to watch it somewhere.
No, don't lie to us. Don't lie to us.
I'm not tonight. Maybe over the weekend.
As soon as you finish watching that movie, go plant the seed somewhere.
Plant the seed?
Yeah.
You mean like do nature?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did get to see the Kevin, which was like a little robot, and AI, whatever it is you want to tell. It was
an artificial intelligent kind of thing. Yeah.
So, hey, yes, thank you. There's a civil war going on in the comments.
That's all right, but H-Man is winning. H-Man is dominating. That's all he does.
Lies. But
I do want to. He said he personally loved this entire Fourth Wall break sequence because there's a lot of. Was that gender Fourth Wall?
I agree.
Oh, you want to click?
I agree wholeheartedly because, like I said before, they were trolling the fans and they gave everybody exactly what they wanted. The whole situation with the writers' room. Wow, how many people have gone on here and argued with them? Have like left messages on Twitter or left messages on social media just complaining about everything that Marvel does. This was incredible. And the reason why I say that more than anything is because now the future is unpredictable. Because this right here was very unpredictable. I don't think anybody saw this coming. So now, and I feel like this is basically saying, listen, it doesn't got to be like the comic books. All right, that's it.
I'm thinking that for me, it did drag a little long, and well, let me not say it didn't drag long, but I don't think the payoff was worth it. It was a lot of stuff that they were dropping as she was making requests of how she wanted the episode to go. And Kevin was, fighting back like, hey, we were going to introduce this character, kind of like dropping little seeds. She was like, nah, wait for the movie. And different things like that. She requested that Matt Murdock come back because, she wants the D again. Good for her.
So what you're saying is
that was great.
What you're saying is Daredevil's initials is DDD because Daredevil.
Yeah, definitely.
I made a funny DDD.
He's Matt the Mac Murdock.
Oh, so we call him Matt Triple D.
Mac the Mac. So,
but I do want to throw out there was a spot too in here. It was a little funny, but like you said, you said dragged, and I do personally feel like it dragged a little bit. But there was still some funnies in here that I did enjoy. So the scene where Kevin said, "Can you change it? Can you change yourself but do it off camera because that's that caused a lot."
Yeah.
It made me laugh at that, and I even loved the part where she mentioned there was two other parts I want to mention. She said, "When we get into X-Men," which great freaking question. And they said, "I can't tell you that." And fine, whatever. And I do like the part when it was something, I forgot what led to this part, right? But there was a spot where she said something, and he said, well, the studios moved on to something else, and they played the Wakanda beats to let you know which is the next.
Oh yeah, because of the she said change off camera, shift off camera because the CGI people.
Oh, that's what it is. They changed it. It's expensive, and we have moved on to another studio or something like that. And that's when they put and I thought that was really. I don't know. I enjoyed that. I was like, that was cool. That was cute.
But my thing is, after that, it was kind of like how do I want to say this? there was no really not much to solve after that. I was like, okay,
No.
she's fixed everything. She gets, goes back into her timeline, I'll say, where,
Mhm.
everyone's a character.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, we see her walking into court, but nothing there, nothing like resolved. We see her at a barbecue with Matt Murdock. Like, what is he doing there still? Just
Well,
is he
you
your
gotta
boyfriend
remember-
now?
So this is what happened when she changed everything. So Todd is no longer that fake Hulk. She took out Bruce from the story. That scene. Titania's out, and Abomination sits in and says, I want to pay for my crime. And later on, when they're taking him away, Daredevil just shows up. Which I gotta say, it's kind of weird. It was brought to my attention. It's kind of weird seeing Daredevil during the day.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a night guy.
It
It's like seeing a raccoon in the daytime, which is dangerous, by the way. But
I
There
felt
was
that way
no-
when he did the Walk of Shame.
there was no
That was fine.
like I felt like this should have been the ending to like everything comes to an end.
to a conclusion.
Yeah, to a conclusion.
Yes.
And
yes.
it was just no payoff. It was just like, okay, what was the point of this?
I think
And
I
that-
felt like it was a setup for season 2, though.
And I thought that too. I felt like and I remember last week I was saying I wonder what direction this episode is going to go in. I figured that they would still keep breaking the fourth wall, break the fourth wall stuff. But it felt like, well, it's going and it's going to come to an end, and there's going to be this at least this big epic fight, right? No, it wasn't that. The entire sequence I felt better because it actually plays a lot with reaction on the internet, the stakes, the CGI, etc. Okay, and you know what? And I didn't think about what you said, Vic, because you kept saying this was meant to troll. Because I did feel trolled. I did feel kind of like, wow. And the whole scene where she's going to the court and I'm gonna get. I don't know. I just thought I expected a little bit more. The barbecue scene, it made me actually kind of laugh because I was on Twitter and someone said, "Not them doing the Fast and Furious barbecue."
Oh snap!
It made me laugh. But at least,
Yeah,
No, I honestly,
They are
that's
definitely boyfriend and
exactly what I
girlfriend at
thought
this
of.
point.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I
He's
really
out
hope.
hanging out with
I
her
really hope
family.
that.
In the middle of the day, they're at a freaking family barbecue together, laughing
Mhm.
it up, chuckling it up, sitting shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
So, what are we doing here? Is
Yeah,
she
I
going
know.
to be in Daredevil?
Nah, they said she's supposed to be in the next Captain America, but I hope not. I really don't. I mean, not that I don't want Daredevil to be involved with the MCU. I totally do, but I wouldn't want that. No.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's just a lot. I don't know. Something about this episode just was a little all over the place. And I know that was kind of the intention,
Mhm.
but for me, it didn't land as well as maybe they wanted it to. But the really cool thing we got this episode was, of course, Hulk revealed his son randomly.
Look at the hairline.
Yeah, what's going on?
Look at the hairline. It was like he got a haircut and he said, "Nah, I changed my mind." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, this must be some like tribal thing from whatever planet.
Don't bring them into this.
No,
I mean, you can see the tattoos in the corner. He probably got some kind of tribal thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's the son from the comics. And the CGI and this looked like crap. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It really dawned to me today how bad this looked. It didn't bother me so much before because I was just watching it and enjoying it. And I think this episode brought up a lot of stuff where I was like, because I really wasn't feeling this episode. This was not a really, he ugly.
Oh, poor boy. We're not going to shame him here tonight.
The haircut is bad. I mean, listen,
he's so small though. These Hulks are itty bitty. These are miniature Hulks.
I feel like once we get the movie, I mean, I hope that they do. I'm pretty sure the movie, the expenses are going to be, it's going to be different. But yeah, no, this Hulk, I don't know. But
and his son got the nerve to be smaller than him, so he's like average size. He's like Jim Rat size.
Jim Rat. That's pretty much someone who's in pretty decent shape and he has some height to him.
Yeah,
some height to him. But yeah, I just want to just throw out so much. This episode really didn't do it for me. This was one of the most lackluster. Like, I don't hate this episode. I don't want to say I hate it, but I felt like everything was leading up to something, and I thought it was going to be, wow, we're going to kind of have, okay, she breaks the 445, but we're going to still make it feel like this MCU traditional, and it went another route, and it just didn't do it for me. I see a lot of people who really, really enjoyed it, but this was one of the weaker episodes I saw of She-Hulk. I thought last week they had so much momentum going into this episode, and this one just didn't hit for me. I'll tell you what it hit. It hit my nuts because that's what it felt like in this episode. That was a nut shot, and that's what that was. And ouch, Marvel, you did it.
Yeah, I didn't like this episode as much either. The last episode was definitely the best of the season. And I'm hoping not to, rag on the show or anything, but I don't need a season 2 of this. I'll just leave it at that. Vic, what did you think?
I think that this is functional. I think that this right here is going to be the show that breaks the fourth wall. I don't think they're going to do that in the movie. I mean, mind you, look, I more than anything, I think they're just closing it off so that everybody could focus on Wakanda Forever, which is literally coming out in less than a month. So yeah, I think I never thought that this show at all was like to bring people in and to make them. I think this is filling a whole bunch of people. This is addressing the hardcore fan base. That's what this is addressing. It's not necessarily to bring people in. This is about people that know and know the whole story and know the whole comics. And she was just like, listen, we don't necessarily have to do things like they were done before. Why do we have to follow all of these plots and do the same thing every single time, follow an algorithm, all of that? She addressed all of those things. I thought it was great. And mind you, I have a feeling that kind of stuff is going to happen in the future. And then the other thing is that you're starting to see a world where people are living with and around superheroes with different superpowers, and people need a lawyer. They need law. They need legislative representation for the things that they get into. I was hoping to see more of her in the courtroom, to be honest with you, because this season that there definitely was very little of that. But this whole thing was literally to just fill in plugs. And now, mind you, whatever's going on with Hulk, everybody's asking questions like, "What the hell is going on with Hulk? How come he's coming out with a son out of nowhere?" So all of those questions are going to be answered. God knows when.
I
Um,
mean, a lot of people were, and I just want to throw in real quick. I don't want to make this a very long episode, but a lot of people are excited because they're like, we're going to get a Planet Hulk like movie, and hope. I mean, I
Not with this Hulk. No,
yeah,
with
that and that's
Ruffalo's
the
Hulk.
thing. And that's the thing. That's
It's
the
not gonna be
thing
the
right
son.
there.
Maybe the son gonna step up and be a savage because it definitely we ain't getting it from him. But anyway, I'm just a little let down by the series as a whole. But thanks for watching with us. If you enjoyed our video, don't forget to leave us a like. Don't forget to share us with your friends. And don't forget to join us for some possible one-shots coming up, where we take the first episode of a couple different shows and discuss them and rank them. Speaking of ranking, Top Shelf Rankings will be coming back to a computer screen and or cell phone near you. And of course, thanks for watching. Bye.
peace, y'all.
Peace, folks.